When I think about my children, I think a lot about what my parents did for me and how they parented us.
The title of this video was Trump Daughter Attends Coffee with Ivanka Event in Pennsylvania. And as you all might have noticed, Trump's daughter was speaking, but the specifics of the event was not at all revealed in the video. The video is off topic because it did not show what was expected from the headline. When this video appears in Facebook, you might click on it expecting to see the overall scene of the event, but you're let down. How many of you have clicked on a video and realized you've been misled? The first time, you might be okay. The second time, you can tolerate it. But if it happens a few times, it's likely that you get annoyed and think that you wasted your time. Let's take a look at another random video on Facebook. You might be interested in what could make for a good and handy oatmeal. But should you click on it? What if it doesn't give you any information on it as the headline implied? What if you could get computers to warn you when a video headline is misleading? Let's give this a try.
I've been putting so much corn and soy in my body and no other nutrients. And I started to experiment with new foods and started to teach myself how to cook in my early 20s. And that's when I actually met my husband, who actually introduced oatmeal to me for the first time. Seriously, I had never had oatmeal in my life. And it was like the best thing ever. And I started having oatmeal in the morning, started bringing my lunch to work, and started working out at lunch, and, started to adopt this really healthy lifestyle.
Again, this person doesn't say a single word about how to choose an oatmeal. She just goes on about how she first got to know about the oatmeal. Very disappointing. In this talk, we introduce a novel task in the multimodal misinformation domain, a misleading headline detection, especially when these headlines are associated with videos. We then explain the dataset we collected through a novel annotation framework to understand and combat the task for models. We used video posts from Meta from 2014 to 2016, where we suspect much misinformation was prevalent. So, if you want to learn about how we made this dataset and see a bunch of classic Facebook videos from 2014 to 2016, stay with us. Other fact-checking related datasets include clickbaits, where clickbait detection problems are distinguished from misleading headlines, as they may exaggerate the content, but are not particularly misleading. Other works have devised ways for the detection models to capture the linguistic patterns or use thumbnails and user comments, while our work takes into account the raw video features and rationales created by the human annotators. Let's talk more deeply about the misleading video headline detection task. Reasonable people might disagree about what's a good headline, and particularly when politics is involved. They get confused because they did not understand what misleading headline was, or had different opinions about the definition. Some people depend on their preliminary knowledge about the headline and annotated the headlines disregarding the video. To reduce subjectivity, we broke the key question into multiple segments for annotators to decide the misleadingness. Let's revisit the oatmeal video given the headline, Tips for Choosing the Best Oatmeal. First, we ask whether the headline is a question or a statement. In this case, it's a statement. Then, depending on their answer, we ask them if the headline is factual or opinionated. Since the headline contains the word best, the choice would be opinionated. Depending on their answers, we ask them if they have prior knowledge about the statement and the headline to make a judgment. We wanted the annotators to acknowledge how the video content changed their perceptions towards the headline. So, we asked them a similar question after they saw the video. We asked them again how they rate the headline but based on the video. If they rated it as disagree, we would assume their decision as misleading. Then, we give them some options to choose as to why they have rated the headline in such way. Again, depending on their selected rationales, we ask for more specific reasons. For these sub-rationales, we give them options to write the reasons in free-form texts. In this case, the headline exaggerates the video content. The tips to make the best oatmeal was not revealed in the video. We also present the misleading headline detection performance using the multi-model baseline models to suggest baseline features and models that could be used in solving the detection task. When each model was fed with the basic features like video and headlines with rationales, they achieved much better F1s. While gold rationales might not be available during inference, our objective to study them as features is to highlight and understand if and how rationales can help improve detection accuracy in this task. Please look at our paper for more details.